Hey guys, welcome back to another Cultured Boys discussion. I'm Pepe and I'm joined by Nathan. And today we're talking about Sparking Zero. Yeah, yes. It's been a hot minute since we've talked about any video game stuff on this channel. It like is, but this game came out just under a month ago at time of recording,
Yep.
and we've given ourselves time to play it, and we thought we'd discuss it a bit. How you doing, Nathan? You good?
I'm alright. I'm okay. Little
Yeah?
under the weather.
Oh,
Tis the season
rip.
for getting sick.
That's not how the carol goes.
Well, that's how life is.
Fair. Well, if I know anything about when you're sick, what do you do when you're sick? You play video games. That's how I usually dealt with being sick anyway. But like, Sparking Zero, been playing a lot of it?
um, on and off, really, which sort of it should tell people a lot, considering we've been like hyped AF for this.
Mm-hmm.
And Pepe knows if I'm like really into a game, that's like all I'm doing. That's it. Like nothing else is happening. So the fact that I turn around and say on and off, people who know me, that speaks volumes. That's all I'm saying.
It is quite interesting because like I when I'm going into this game, like, I think it's one of the only games that I've bought on my PlayStation 5 in what feels like about a year or more than that, probably. But like it's I do get what you mean. I don't think I've been playing this like day in, day out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been like kind of intermittently playing it, like picking up when I feel like picking
Mm.
up, you know what I mean? Right, and there's a lot of content in this as well. So it's one of those ones where I don't really feel bad that I'm not on it constantly.
Me neither, but I have my reasons for that as well. Um,
Oh yeah.
so like my biggest problem is I
Mhm.
want to like this game because
Yeah.
it looks great,
Hmm.
you know, and it's the newest Dragon Ball game we've had for a while. So I want to love it because it's Dragon Ball. However, there are a lot of choices that have been made that ultimately lead to me not having a good time.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm on and off is because I always reach a point where I just get so pissed off that I'm like, I'm not
Right.
doing this anymore.
It's is it because like whereabouts is it? Is it like a story mode thing, or is it like a is it just a game thing? Is it a character thing? What's the thing that gets you like
I think
grinds your gears and gets
ultimately
about this?
it's the fact that it's fundamentally broken.
Yeah. I think it's always gonna you always gonna have that kind of problem when you have a roster of like what was it, 100 and how many characters was it? 180
I
or something
don't
like over
I don't
180?
even know. Like
Something ridiculous, wasn't it? Yeah.
here's the thing is I guess because I was so caught up in the hype, I completely forgot
Mhm.
I don't even enjoy the Tenkai Chi series.
I think it's one of those ones, right, where you get news that a game series or like is returning, and it's like, oh my god, yeah, the Tenkaichi series, it looks great. Remember that like first trailer
Yeah.
dropped, and it was like, oh my god, this looks amazing, this looks so clean. And I think everyone, like regardless if you were a Tenkaichi fan or not, I think everyone was kind of like, "Yo, this is because I'm the
Yeah,
same as
right?
you." Like, out of all the Dragon Ball game series, Tenkaichi actually isn't my favorite at all. Like, I think we both made it clear that Budokai is our
Oh
favorite.
yeah.
Yeah, or like even fusions or something like a bunch of other ones. I think we could choose. There's a handful out there. I don't think Tenkaichi would jump out to us straight
No.
away in terms of us two.
Never, never. And that's what ultimately is my problem is because of the things I don't like about the Tenkaichi series, which obviously this has in its bones because it's the fourth one.
Yeah.
Oh man, is it just I don't understand, right? And this isn't just because admittedly I haven't gone to do any of the tutorials. But what I was taught at university as a game design graduate, I have a degree in game design.
Uh-huh.
The game should teach you how to play. Whether you do that
Yeah.
inadvertently through gameplay and you make it maybe a bit too obvious, or you just slap the thing in your player's face and go, "This is the button, press the button, idiot." The game should teach you how to play.
Mhm.
But this game teaches you the absolute basics and then slaps you on the ass and goes, "Off you go. You want to learn
Yeah.
more? You fucking find it in the training mode. Go off and do that."
Yeah.
Right? You don't get taught shit. And then you go into fucking campaign mode, which most casual players will do,
Mhm. Mhm.
and the AI is ridiculous. And then they say, "You want the what ifs? The one thing that really draws people in? You're not allowed to turn down the difficulty. Get good, bitch."
Yeah.
This
I get
is
yeah,
poor
yeah.
design. Okay? I don't give
Uh-huh,
a
yeah.
shit about,
Mhm.
"Oh yeah, but like Dark Souls and all the difficult games, like, oh, games are too easy nowadays. Oh, everyone's a little bit." Shut the fuck up, okay? It's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
f- I fucking hate it.
Ah, man.
If I
Yeah,
wanted
okay.
if I was inclined to want to do that and get fucking ultra good at the game and become a super sweats and
Uh-huh.
tournament whatever, right? I would go off and do that. That's my choice to do that. You don't force people into that though. You're
Mhm.
alienating how much of the player base by being like, "No, no, man, it's all about hardcore. Like you got to be like the top 10% to be able to fully enjoy the game." It's like, no, fuck off. I gotta calm
No,
down
no,
because
no.
like it's annoying. It really it
Yeah, yeah.
more than ground my gears. I'm at like my wits end. I'm about to like burn the whole thing down. I'm
Damn,
just
man.
so
Jeez.
it's so annoying.
Okay, I did not expect like this strong of a reaction. I kind of like get that thing where I get you mean. I completely get what you mean. Where like it is quite ironic that people will hype about like certain games and then like get like beat certain games down because oh yeah this is broken, this is shit, and they're like discredit it to fuck. Whereas this one, for example, which people because it has so much hype from when it was released
Yeah,
before, people are like dick riding it so hard, and it's like, oh, yeah,
honestly.
but it
Oh
is
my
this
god.
a game like arguably like to argue whether this is competitive or not, it's definitely not competitive. Like, Tenkai Chi has never been competitive. I understand that, and I think that's where like a lot of like. I feel like a lot of pressure comes from like the fighting scene these days, where it's like, oh, like and the like the meta fighting game scene. You know what I mean? Like, oh, is it competitive? If it's not competitive, it's not a good game. This is a lot of things that this is a lot of criticism I see of fighting games these days.
Mm,
And this in particular is this is broken to fuck. So
it
and
is.
it's like to argue like this is a broken game. It's not competitive because it's broken. Basically, that's how I see this. Like you can say that about Brawl, Jump Force, like Jason, all these like kind of video games that like
Yeah.
certain people love. I've just named 3 crossover games, bear in mind just there. And there's a but because I know how much shit those games got because
Mm,
everyone's like, "Oh, this isn't competitive or whatever." It's shit. Like it's like living up to a certain thing. Whereas like because this is nostalgia, it gets a pass. That's what it feels like.
honestly, it
And
does. Like
yeah.
I've talked to a lot of people about this, and a lot of them, again, are casual in this game, and a lot of them have the same sentiments that we have. They've had the
Yeah.
same thoughts, but like it's like people are scared to say it because like
Mhm.
some sort of whatever backlash, right? Like, and I'm like, but the thing is, you can love a thing and criticize it. Criticizing it doesn't
Mhm.
mean that you hate the thing or you don't want it
Mhm.
to exist or you hate the series and you're attacking everyone. No, you criticize it because
Mhm.
you want it to be better, right?
Yeah.
Because you love the thing. And like
Mhm.
I just don't understand. The only thing the entire fandom agreed on was, oh man, those that Great Ape Vegeta fights fucking bullshit. But then after that, no one complains about a single thing, right? And
Yeah.
it's
It's
it's like,
mad,
oh,
isn't it?
it's almost
Yeah.
perfect, and I'm like, it's not though. It really
No,
isn't though.
it
Like
really
if
isn't.
you look at a lot of the things objectively, it really isn't. And I hate, believe me, I hate that I'm sat here
Mhm,
doing this. I hate that I'm sat here criticizing to shit a Dragon Ball game.
mhm, mhm.
I would love to have sat here and just gushed all day long about it, but this is how much it means to me that it fucking winds me up.
Like, with the previous Tenkaichi games, like, obviously, we were, like, in our mid-teens when those
Yeah.
came out,
And those were
basically, like, for us.
garbage.
See, at the time, when you're a teenager at that point, no, you just play it. Like, you know what I mean? You just accept that this is how this goes, and, like,
But
because
that's
you
the thing.
take what
I
you could at
didn't.
that point, you know what I mean?
I actually
You didn't
didn't.
oh, really? You actually didn't?
I
Yeah.
owned the games. I played them for a tiny bit, and then I sat with buyer's remorse and never touched them again. Every
Yeah.
single one of them that came out. I remember when the first one came out, and I begged and
Mhm.
pleaded, and then my mum ended up buying it for my birthday. And lo and behold, I played half an hour, and I felt so bad because she bought me this thing for my birthday, and I hated it. I bought the second one
Wow,
thinking
okay,
that it
yeah.
was going to be good. I played that for about an hour and I put it down and never touched it again. And I felt
Wow,
bad
okay,
because I
yeah.
wasted my own money. The third one was the same thing. And it's every single one I have not
Yeah.
liked at the Tenkaichi series
Interesting. Wow, okay.
because it's fucking bullshit, man. All you do is get to a point where you can charge, knock them away, and then you spam whatever the spam is, whatever the combo you find is the spam, and then you win or you don't win in
Mhm,
this case because this
mhm.
game is like, no, the AI is just like pro level player, and then you just get your
Yeah.
shit pushed in, or it goes super dumb and then you get away with everything. But that's maybe one in every 20 runs or
Mhm.
whatever. Depends on your RNG. Like,
Yeah. Arguably, like you, I haven't really done a lot of the tutorial stuff. I think I did a bit basic bits. Like I think I did like about maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes of tutorial just to get the basic, the bit that the game hasn't shown you in the introduction. Like I did the like, oh okay, this is how you counter, this is how you guard, blah blah blah. I think I did the basic stuff. I didn't go any further than that. And I find as someone that plays the game as a button masher, and that's how you basically get ahead. It is a button mashing game to me. Like like you said, it's you knock them away, you use your special attack, you use your ultimate, you charge up. Like it's a very like there's a rhythm to it, and it's there's certain things like you said. There's like unblockable attacks as well,
yeah,
and that's another thing that adds to it. You're like, okay, and how much can you like keep spamming this? And I feels like to get ahead in this game, like those that be like, oh, I know a strategy. It's like to just absolutely troll the fuck out of someone and just keep on using the same move over and over and over again. And yeah, ideally, it's it doesn't feel good when you're doing that
no,
shit.
it
That's how I
doesn't
feel.
because this
No,
game is
no.
made for the people who want to go and play against randos online, want to get on the ranked matches, they want to climb the tables, they want to be the best, and that's always going to be a subset of players, right? But to make the entire game seemingly like focused on that group of people, I don't know that that was the right choice. But then Tenkaichi's always, again, at least in my opinion, always targeted the strangest subsets of the fan base and gone, this is the game for you.
Yeah.
You want all the characters? There's all the characters. But we gave them basically all the same move set because we didn't want to do it. We didn't want to design too
Yeah.
much. We just put in all
Yeah.
the characters. There's too many characters to put in. And then it's like, you want what ifs? Cool, we got what ifs. You want to be the
Yeah.
best and think, play this because it's fighting game. Well, here you go. Now that's your
Hmm.
turn. And it's like, bruh,
Hmm.
just make a
If
fucking
it
game.
it feels like with this, like they obviously they're targeting those Tenkaichi players, and it has to arguably stay in line with that. So I see this and I'm like, okay, cool. This is clearly at those players, and it takes everything from that. So if you changed it too much, I feel like you'd probably lose that kind of fan base. Arguably, the fan base that love this series so much. again, I feel like they've done a better job with this than the previous ones, and that's saying something. I will say that some
Well,
of the
yeah,
pros,
because
for example,
I've played more of this
yeah,
one than the other ones.
yeah, yeah. Like the story mode is it feels a little bit nicer than the ones that we've seen before. Arguably, I played more of 2 and 3 than I did 1.
Hmm.
Because fun story about Tenkaichi 1. I didn't own it until quite a lot later. Like I think maybe about a month or 2 before Tenkaichi 2 came out.
Oh
And my
wow.
friend
Okay.
came round and brought his memory card with him and the game. And it was like, "Oh, cool, we'll play this, blah blah blah." And then he took the game back, but he left his memory card. And I
Oh.
was like, I, and
Did you
I was
copy a
like,
save file or something?
I did copy a save file, so I actually had all the characters basically unlocked apart from I think it was Master Roshi and Tao Pai Pai.
Oh, okay.
So I just basically copied that, did those 2 things. I was like, "Cool, sweet." Got that. And then I got the Wii one, so if anything, I think Tenkaichi 2 is the one I probably played the most.
Hmm.
I quite enjoy, but it was, like, at the time, I was like, what was it? Like 13, 14, something like that. So I was like, "Yeah, cool, Dragon Ball game, it's like when I get like a Dragon Ball game on one of my favorite consoles at the time, I'm like, oh, cool, I'm gonna make sure I play a lot of this. So I did. And then yeah, it was fine. Like I don't really have any like special feelings towards it, as I said. Like, and then Tenkaichi 3 came out at quite a low price, and I was like, why is it so cheap on like day one release? This is bad.
And then you play it and you realize,
And you play, and you okay, and then you realize that they've added so many more characters. That's what the game flexes like. Look at all these characters, and you're like, oh, cool, all these characters, and then
full power energy
yeah,
wave,
it's like rush attack, full power energy wave for like about half the freaking
full
roster, and you're like,
power
uh,
volley.
yeah, that it's like everything is just like, oh, okay, this, yeah, they put these characters in, but they're not exactly fun to play as. They're all the same. Even like at that time, I was like, okay, yeah, and the sound. I think I've talked about this before, but the sound design on Tenkaichi 3 is absolute dog shit as well. It's like someone's taken a recorder to the recording. It was like, yeah, okay, we're not allowed to use the original recording, so we'll just like record it on this tape recorder, and then we'll use that. It's like all of it is. That was one thing I noticed straight away on this. I was like, why is on the Tenkaichi 3? I was like, why is it so freaking dog shit? Still don't know why it was. Maybe it's to fit all those freaking characters in the game.
Probably.
But but like with those ones, it was like, yeah, cool. I played them. Didn't really have any special feelings towards it. This comes out, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's not bad. It like the what if stories are interesting. I do like that. I think they've done it even better in this compared to the previous ones. I think like in the previous ones, the story mode was kind of just like a bunch of panels basically, and it's like the like the what was it? The fucking JPEG of the character turns
Mm.
up and says some things, and then you're like, oh,
Oh,
straight into the
like
battle.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like visual novel crap.
Yeah, visual novel kind of thing, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And it's like it's not voice acted or anything, not that I remember anyway. So this is like,
Wow.
oh, they've actually put models in it and stuff. And like, bear in mind in this one, it's like it's a step above. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They've
but
done
it's also
more. They've
still
done
not
more.
great. And like that's another thing. Like that's another gripe is that on top of the odd choice for campaign mode, because I don't know why you wouldn't want to play every fight that every character has, regardless of if there's another character that was already there, right?
Mm.
Because have you noticed that like you'll play like Goku's story, but they cherry pick what they think is like the most important fights of each character from
Yeah.
wherever they decide to let you play from like point A to point B, right?
Hmm.
So you don't even fully truly experience like the series through the
No, you
game.
don't. Yeah.
You
Hmm.
get what they think is the most important part that you'll want to see.
Yeah.
And then like Pepe said, it's a step up because there is voice acting and it's in-game stuff,
Mhm.
but it's not always a like actual cutscene with like
No, it's
animation.
not. No.
It's like a PNG of the in-game frame, and then
Yeah.
sometimes it auto plays, and other
Mhm.
times you have to hit X because it decides you're not paying attention or something. I don't know. And then there's narration at the end of stories, but not every story. There's
Yeah.
sometimes narration at the end of what ifs, but not every what if,
Mhm.
because some because they're the sparking episode. They're the actual what if, not just a quick like happy what if ending.
Yeah.
Those don't need narration summaries at all. Those just get text. And then
Yeah.
half of it is silent and you don't even realize that the game's still going because there's no voiceover at all. It's just sort
Mhm.
of quiet background music, PNGs, and then fucking text on the screen. What the
Mhm.
shit is all of it?
Yeah. It's it is one of those it's weird, like you said, like you have to like kind of they cherry pick a lot of things. I do agree with you. It's it's a very strange way, like it feels good at some points, feels really good at some points, like what they do. And then other points it just feels like okay, cool. It's just like lazy in some ways.
Yeah.
What I find is very strange choice, especially in the story modes, is like it's funny how you said about cherry picking the fights because there's some fights, like for example, Vegeta's. There's a lot of story missing there. Like I
Yeah.
think it just caps off at like a certain point. Is it like does it cap off at Z or something?
I can't remember, but like they
Yeah.
do that for so many of the characters. Like I was playing Future Trunks the other day, and it
Mhm.
starts directly from Goku Black. But you've got
Yeah,
Trunks
yeah.
in Goku's story. You see Trunks during the
Mhm.
Android saga and the Cell
Yeah.
saga. So why does it not start from there?
It's about because there's so many fights you could do in that one.
Also, because the model's already in there. It's not like they like, oh, he's not in the game.
This is another thing as well. It's like in previous Dragon Balls like game, what like Budokai, for example, Namek, like when Goku arrives, he fights Raccoon straight away.
Mm,
And you get like I understand in the series, yeah, he just punches him and he's down. But like at the same time, like there's so many like all the Ginyu Force models, like a good half of them don't actually get
yeah,
used in the story mode at all. Like you think like, oh, play Gohan's story mode, you like play Gohan Krillin versus Goldo or something like that. Like,
no,
nope, got Goldo. There's none of that. There's there's so it kind of astounds me that they've created this whole roster of characters, but like only about a third of them are actually used in the story
right?
mode. Like you got all these movie characters, for example. They're like, oh, like they made a big thing in the last character trailer of Sparking Zero. They're like, look at all these movie characters, and you're like, oh, cool. Can I fight against them in the story mode? No, and you're like, oh, okay.
Like that's also another thing is that like some of the even just stories themselves, you're like, okay, so Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, Trunks,
Mhm,
Frieza,
mhm, mhm,
Goku Black,
mhm.
Jiren.
Yeah.
There are so many more characters in there that actually have more story to be played. I like the addition of like Frieza, for example, right?
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It makes sense. Yeah.
There's like, but there are there, like I was playing it and someone who's not played the game went, "Hey, where's the rest of the Z Fighters? Where are their stories?" And
Mhm.
I'm like, "They're not. They don't get it. They just don't get one." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, but like why?" And I was like, "I don't know. I think they should."
Yes.
I literally, I'm like, I think they should though, because I mean, at least Krillin, right? Krillin's in most
Yeah.
of it.
100%. Yeah, he's like a staple. Like,
Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, I can understand maybe not giving Tien or Yamcha a story because, well, I mean, like, they only
yeah,
do
yeah,
so
like,
much. But like, Krillin is in a lot of it. You could put him in, and I mean, like, there's just so many little things like that that you're like, when you experience them, you're like, oh, okay, that's really weird, whatever. But then like you start adding them up, and you start
Mhm,
realizing that like the good parts that you really enjoy of the game are just the
mhm.
spikes. Like if you put it out on a graph, it's like really, really low a lot of the times, and then it's like spike. Then it's like another spike,
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
that's not good.
It's it is a lot to pick up and, like, actually go for that kind of stuff. I do agree. I'm trying to think if there's, any arguably, I haven't played Goku Black or Jiren story modes either,
I
so
haven't, but
I
I mean, like the trend of each story mode getting shorter and shorter as you progress through
yeah.
characters. I mean,
I mean, if you start off with
the
Goku, it's always gonna be a bit
yeah, I
like
know,
that,
but
and like, yeah.
but even so, like Vegeta's story is like way shorter than Goku's, and you're like, Vegeta's
Oh,
still in quite a
yeah,
lot of that too. Piccolo's
yeah.
and Gohan's are like kind of short too, and you're like, like
What's your method when you go into the story mode as well? Because I think we have quite different ones. Like, because I go along and play it and just go straight to basic. You know what I mean? Like, I just keep going, and then like, I don't go back and try and do the what
okay,
ifs. I go until I get the credits,
hmm
and then that's me done. I'm going to move on to the next one. If I just so happen to find a sparking route on the
yeah,
way, I'll be like, "Oh, okay, cool, I'll follow it." I'm not going back out and go do the fucking normal route. I'll do the sparking route, finish that, and be like, "Okay, cool, let me try and find another route," or like, "Let me
yeah,
just play how I would play anyway." I'm not like looking for the ending. I'm not looking for a sparking route. I'm just playing, and whatever happens, happens. Which also made it quite frustrating that I found Future Trunks's sparking route
hmm
before I found the final one, and each time I went back, 'cause you know, like the path
yeah,
fight where you go like, "Oh, it's like it's gonna be the normal route or it's gonna be the sparking one." I kept going down the sparking one unintentionally. It's like I kept doing that one, and I'm like, "Okay, I actually like because 'cause I'm doing like I get the credits, I
yeah,
move on to the next story mode." I found that I was like, okay, what am I actually supposed to do here? That is like, I think I'm just defeating this character too fast, clearly, because that's what's happening. And then it was
yeah.
like,
That's one of the problems as well. Well, I'll get to it. To answer your question, I sort of ADHD my way around.
yeah, okay, yeah,
So it's like, for example, like in Vegeta's story, it was like, okay, I'll play. Hit I hit what if, and then the what if also had a branching path, and then I was like, okay, play, and then I kept fucking it up and getting this one route and
yeah,
going back to the original story.
right, yeah,
But I was so caught up on that specific, like, what the hell am I doing wrong here? That I had to look it up. And then I was like, right, I'm determined now to get this because it's pissing me off. And
yeah,
then I got that sparking route. But that's kind of the way I play is like I play until I get hyper focused or I get really annoyed about this one objective, and then I just
mhm,
that's it. That's all I'm doing for a while. Like Goku's one at the start, Raditz. There's a couple there
yeah,
that I was just like,
of course, yeah,
fucking Raditz. I'm gonna fucking stay here as long as it takes, Raditz. I'm gonna
yeah,
fucking kill you.
yeah,
And I'm gonna
yeah,
learn to kill you fast. I'm gonna spam you until you're fucking dead fast, you prick. And then I'm gonna get the fucking sparking episode, and then
yeah,
I'm gonna be happy. I clearly
mhm,
wasn't.
yeah, yeah,
I got
clearly,
the sparking episodes, and then I basically played through the rest of it and was like, fucking Raditz, what a fucking asshole. Stupid
yeah,
fucking Raditz.
just like yeah, just emotional damage, just like full on,
Literally. And
yeah.
like I would sometimes the RNG is not with me, so I get my ass handed to me a million and one times before I somehow randomly win or don't win and then move on with the original timeline. Other times, like you said, you you get the dumb AI or you just get that run, that one run,
Mhm.
and then you kill them
Yeah.
too fast and it's like, "Oh, cool, you did the thing," which annoys the hell out of me that spoilers, even though it's been out almost a month. For a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of these what ifs, the
Mhm.
objective is just kill them fast enough. That's it.
Yeah.
There's been a
Yeah.
couple of them
Yeah.
maybe that are different where it's like, okay, you got to do something slight like that you wouldn't have expected, but those also don't mean anything. for example, me and Pepper were talking about it before,
Mhm.
outside of recording. It's the what if with the Ginyu Force on Goku's story, and you know where we were both like,
Oh, yeah.
and you were like, "Did Berta survive for you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And it turns out the way you get Jace is you wait for him to do the Crusher Ball, and you have to deflect it.
Really?
Yeah, and that's how you
Right.
go to the original story, right? And I'm gonna spoil all that for everyone because it's just like unless you were
Mhm.
intentionally trying to do that, you looked it up, you heard it from someone like me, or you just accidentally did it, you was who's ever gonna sit there and go, I'm going to deflect a crusher ball. I'm just going to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I think you literally just have to be like it'd have to fall right in your lap to be in that position,
Right?
basically.
Because otherwise you're just gonna kill him, right?
You'll also have to wait for him to use that ball, and like, there's no guarantee he'll actually use that move if you're just playing normally.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing, like, he's not doing it every fucking 5 seconds.
Luckily, every
Yeah.
time I fought him, he does it at least once.
Ah,
But that
yeah.
means you do have to be sitting there waiting. You either have to anticipate it or you have to react. And let's face it, most of us are
Mhm.
going to anticipate it. So you're going to sit there
Yeah.
and you're going to be like, right, it's coming. I swear it's coming. Keep your distance so you've got enough time to hold fucking circle so that when he does it, you can deflect the stupid crusher ball and then go on with the normal timeline. But like, yeah, that was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, why in my ever would I ever think to do that? Especially when to deflect key blasts and shit, like super attacks like that, it wastes key because you have to stand there just waiting. Your character's just like waiting to parry, and it takes up key. Why
Yeah,
would I ever
it
just stand there doing that?
is. uh, yeah. Also, like, what is the difference in that route? Because basically, it feels like
Nothing.
Vertigo, like it's just a it's just a swap in it. Like,
Literally,
there's no
literally.
like, yeah.
So that's one of those where it's like, bro, this okay. So
That
then
one
now
feels pointless to me. Yeah, that's just
this
like that
this
feels like why
gets
would I
me
go
what
back and do that?
about the what ifs, right? Because that's what drew me into this. Because I
Hmm.
like when the Dragon Ball games have the what if scenarios. They're cool,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Hmm.
But there's not that many of them. And a lot of them, of these what ifs, are just you killed the big bad fast enough. Now you get the happy ending cutscene. There's no extra story after
Yeah.
that. It doesn't tie into something else. It's just, oh, Goku killed Frieza really fast. And then the world was happy. He went home. Goku killed Cell really fast. The world is happy. He went home. That's not a what
You're not
if.
wrong. You're
It's
not wrong
not a
at
what
all.
if, right? Like some of the sparking episodes are great, but they're not long enough.
Yeah.
Like the ones that
Yeah.
are really great, and I don't want to mention the one that I really, really like
Mhm.
because, I think you should experience the actual sparking episodes. Like
Mhm.
as players,
Which
if you
one's
can,
which one's it from?
it's Goku's
Which
one,
story
and
arc?
it's the
Okay, yeah.
second one.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know if you
I
got that
get
one.
I don't know if I've got it either because I've got certain sparking ones, but I haven't got all like there's a bunch of them, you know what I mean?
Well,
So
okay.
it's
I
yeah.
I don't know if you got it, and I don't want to spoil it for you either. So I'm not
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
anything
Uh,
else. But it's the second one, and is I thought it was cool. That could have been expanded way more, but they just sort of kind of cut it off, and I was like, well, that's lame.
yeah.
That was
What arc
lame.
is it in?
It's the Saint Saga.
Right. Nah, probably not.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
well,
I
I
don't
mean,
think it
like,
is. It's a
you'll know if you
yeah.
got it because that's the one that was like in the trailers, or part of it was in the trailer. It's the one where Goku doesn't
Oh,
die
really?
to the special beam cannon with
Oh, okay.
Raditz.
No, okay. Yeah, I have not seen that then.
You
Then,
haven't
in
seen that
which
one.
case,
Okay, well,
no, no.
I think that one's great.
Okay, yeah. Interesting.
Again, that's all I'll say about that one. But
Yeah.
because that part, at least the part where Goku like dodges and doesn't get hit by the special beam cannon, that's in a trailer. So I'm fine with
Hmm.
saying that much at least. I won't tell you how to get it,
Mm. No,
but
no, no, no,
you
no.
know, Yeah, like
The thing is, like, with those kind of episodes as well, like I said, I usually get like I do what I need to, then I move on to the next story mode.
yeah.
I will come back to those, like it's my intention to anyway. Again, I've only got Goku Black Endurance left to do. I finished Freezers today.
Okay.
Um, I like well again, just the credit row. Like
Yeah.
once I got the credits, move on. Yeah. Those are the only two I got left to do. And like it's one of those ones where I'm kind of just playing it because I still want to complete the game. It's arguably it's one of the only games that I have at the moment that's new. So that's
Fair enough.
also a little bit of a factor in it as well. Is that I could pick up other things, but I don't really have the motivation to. But at this point, I don't feel like I'm being constantly drawn back to this either. So I'm this is what I mean by I'll pick this up every now and then.
Mm,
Like what I said right at the start of this episode is that with this game, it feels like I have no urgency to keep playing. Like
yeah.
I just know that I can jump on every now and then, do a couple missions, and be like, okay, cool. I want to move on to a different game now. What am I gonna do? Or I want to watch something. What am I gonna do?
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like, part of it probably is as well. Like this is a discussion we always have when we talk about games as well. If it was like on a handheld or something, probably would be a little
you
bit of a
fucker.
different scenario.
You mad
like,
fucker.
like because arguably
Oh
as
man.
well, like this is one of the games that you don't actually kind of feel like you need to pay too much attention to. It's so like the combat is so basic in that way, or in some levels anyway, that you can just but like for me, it's button mashing, do that,
I
cool, done, next
I
map,
wish I could agree
and
with
then
you on that. I feel like I need to focus a lot. Like otherwise the AI is going to absolutely curb stomp me
yeah,
because my button mashing is not as good as yours
hmm
apparently. Because when I
yeah,
button mash, the AI wants to use every counter, every vanish, every
right,
tool in
yeah,
its
yeah,
toolbox to absolutely
hmm
stomp me into the ground.
yeah.
And no matter what buttons I mash, doesn't matter how many times I mash them, I will get stomped. And I fucking hate it.
I find that like for me, it's like once the AI gets its rhythm of doing things, then that's when for example, the run I was talking about earlier, the end of the Trunks'
Yeah.
story, is that like at the start, like the what was it Goku Rose, like just
Oh my
keeps on fucking doing this one fucking thing. I'm like, it is right at the start, so I'm like, fucking, I've got to do that, and then because I was defeating him too fast, I had to kind of find that weird middle ground where I had to just like run away for a bit, and then it just suddenly the AI would come charging towards me, but I couldn't actually go and fight it because I didn't want to kill him too fast. So it was like a weird kind of like fucking hell. I
oh
need to
mate.
just
I
delay, and the
y-
delaying's the hardest because they start fucking doing the like countering and stuff like that, and you're
mm,
like, fuck, I want to counter, otherwise I'm gonna get the shit beaten out of me. But then it's like it's that weird, like, kind of middle ground and stuff, like, for that, and but arguably, I don't know if this is on a Switch or a handheld, maybe it would be quite easy, but I don't wanna do that. I wanted a proper, like,
well, I
TV
mean,
experience with this, so
at the
it's
same
like
time though, if it was handheld, you'd have the garbage on the go. Like you just have bad times on the go, you know what I mean? Like it's just
bad times, yeah, it just follows you wherever you
you can never
go.
escape the bullshit. It
I think,
follows you
like,
everywhere.
as a time pass, like this is one thing, and I think this is what happened with the previous Tenkaichi games as well. I've never like once I did what I did on that game, or did what I needed to, I never really went back to them ever
Okay,
because there are
like
other games which I preferred more.
that's
Yeah,
exactly my plan. I
yeah.
just finished up the thing that actually I got obsessed with, which you lent me. I finished One Piece Odyssey. I was
Oh,
obsessed.
really? Okay, okay.
That's actually what
Okay.
I've been playing day in, day out because
Oh,
I've just
wow.
been
Yeah.
enjoying it so much. And it's probably also an extra factor of Sparking Zero is pissing me off to no end. I just want to do
Yeah.
something that like cannot physically piss me off to that level. But now I'm done with it. Like I'm literally done.
Oh,
I'm not
really?
trying
Yeah.
to get 100%, but I've done practically all of the
Oh,
side
yeah.
missions and like I've completed the story
Mhm.
as of yesterday or as of last night. I'm like done. with One Piece Odyssey. So I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess I'll go back to Sparking Zero and like get my what ifs, struggle through the
Mhm.
campaign, and then I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like it's also part of the reason why like Pepe, myself, friends of the channel, Matt and
Mhm,
Sam,
mhm.
like, you guys want to play and I have fun playing with you guys, but this game, man, like I don't enjoy the game. So I'm like a lot of the times now I'm just kind of like I want to hang out with you guys, but I don't want to play this
Mhm.
game.
Yeah. I can honestly, I can agree with you there because like even though like today our friend of the channel Matt he put in the group and said, "Oh, do you want to play today?" And I was like, "I'm down for this." But then part of me's like, I'm down for this, but I don't know if I actually want to play the game." Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't like it's like I don't mind it because again, I have fun with everyone. The best thing about this right now is playing it with people and
yeah,
choosing random characters and being like, oh look, I got Cyberman versus Super Saiyan 3 Goku or something like that. And it's like you can get away with that because it's like, oh okay, let me see if I can
yeah,
let me see if I can still beat him. And sometimes it does happen. You're like, ah, that's funny. But then like sometimes when it's like, oh, you've got like, oh, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta versus like movie Broly or something like that, where it's just like, okay, cool. This is just like an actual fight.
yeah.
Sometimes it's like, oh, okay, it is what it is.
Well, like
Like,
playing with friends has been the best experience I've had with this game,
yeah,
but
agreed.
that was because
Yeah,
we're all like roughly the same skill level, as in like, we sort of know
yeah,
how to play, but actually none of us know how to play. And the
yeah.
only reason it was fun is because I was hanging out with friends, so we were all just shooting the shit, having a good time. We ripped on the game for being stupid in
Hmm.
its unbalance because you can play characters, but when you play online, for whatever reason, all the characters have set health, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You could get curd stomped because if you're doing random, like Pepe said, you could get something
yeah,
like a Gogeta Blue versus a
yeah.
Cyberman, and Cyberman's got 2 health bars versus Gogeta's like 5 or 6 or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
and you're like, well, fuck.
Or it's like even if you get a good character, you could
Oh
easily
yeah.
just get fucking
Well, you could
like
be you could be Majin
great eight
Vegeta,
baby.
yeah, yeah, or you could do that.
Great, like, honestly, it's the best thing when you get great eight baby because it is basically an automatic win. Like, there's no chance you're losing as
Oh
great eight
god, yeah.
baby.
Well, like if you get any of those, like it's funny for a while, the the unbalance with your friends because again, like you just mess around. But there's only so long that's fun before everyone's kind of
Mhm.
like, "Fuck's sake, come
Yeah.
on."
I think the only way that I think this like is fine at the moment is because I still haven't played for at least like 2/3 of that roster either. Like
Mm.
there's so many like the movie characters, for example. I haven't played as Lord Slug once, I haven't played as Hirudegarn, like I haven't played as fucking Goldo. Like at this point, I'm pretty sure Goldo's in the game, but I don't even know if he is because I haven't seen him at all. I've not seen him, and I've not seen anyone else play as him. I haven't played as him. I haven't seen Hercule at all. Like, and that's what makes you think, like, oh, that character's in the game. Are they? And then you're like, wait, is that character in the game? And then you start thinking, like, Tao Pai Pai, for example, he ain't in the game. I only
Yeah.
know that because like there's basically no original Dragon Ball characters in the game apart from Kid Goku and maybe Jackie Chun maybe I don't freaking know,
Yeah,
like,
Roshi,
as a
like,
costume for Roshi.
yeah.
But like it's like but there's no like drum or like King Piccolo. Like there's none of those like Tao Pai Pai. There's no like
Yeah.
General Blue or anything like that or like the the Red Ribbon Army characters. There's none of them. Like so it's like oh like, I feel like that could do with some more representation. And then meanwhile, you're getting Daima characters come through. I haven't even played as Goku Daima yet. I don't know
I
what
haven't,
like
but I've intentionally avoided it just because 'cause I'm like, I haven't Daima anything. I've just been
yeah.
avoiding all Daima until I've watched it, but that's just me.
I haven't started watching that either. Like it's one of those ones where I'm like again, it's a weird one because I was so hyped for this game. and Diamond because it was like, oh, it's gonna be Dragon Ball month. It's gonna be Dragon Ball
Yeah.
month, and then I like half played the game in the month. Like so, like again, it's been
Yep.
almost a month since its release, and I still haven't completed it.
And Daimo's a weekly release.
And Diamond's like I think you're waiting for it all to come out in once so you can like watch
Yeah,
it all at
I
once,
want to
right?
watch it all at once.
Yeah. But I'm very much in the opinion that I don't care about watching all at once. I'm gonna watch it. But I have not even started it. And that is like
I think that's also partially because we got a group of friends that are Dragon Ball fans, and like no one started it yet. I think
nah,
once
they
one
ain't.
of us is like, "You watch this yet?" Then it's like, "Oh shit, okay, cool." I think the rest of us will end
Yeah,
up
it's
being
so true.
like, "Okay, cool. Let's. I'm gonna go watch it now." Then, and then it's like that's when it snowballs. But like, I actually reckon it's just because none of us have been like,
Yeah,
"You watch this thing
probably.
yet?"
I don't even know if it's good or not. That's a whole separate conversation though, Dimer.
I
But
actually have heard it's very good. So
is actually okay, is it? Okay, fair enough.
yeah.
Well, we'll get back to that at another point. But like the diamond characters are in the season pass as well.
Mm,
Which I was like, is the season pass worth getting? Because like
I don't think
part of
so.
me is like I'm not really that interested in the characters either. Because right now all they said is, oh, you're getting Daima and Dragon Ball Super characters. They haven't said what part. It's just you know that you're getting
Yeah,
what was it, the two
the gammas.
androids
Yeah,
from the Gammas, yeah. Like getting those two. I can assume you're gonna get Orange Piccolo and you're gonna get
Gohan Beast.
was it Gohan Beast, but like other than that, it's gonna be like more Daima probably and more that. And I'm kind of like that's cool, but, like, I feel like you could have added in some of these characters before anyway.
Mm,
Like, I feel like Gohan Beast feels like it should already be in the game, in my opinion.
well, considering like we've got the movie Broly from Super, we've got Gogeta Blue, which both were movie characters. Technically, Beerus onwards is also movie originals before
Yeah.
Super added them to the anime or retold the first two films as anime.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Like we've already, it's I don't know. Like it, me personally, I'm definitely
Mhm.
not gonna bother with a season pass or probably buy any DLC because I don't care enough about the
Yeah.
game in general to be like, I'm gonna drop more money.
Mhm. That's understandable, yeah. If you're not enjoying a game right now and you don't have any plans to pick it up once you finish with it,
Yeah,
then it is
exactly.
like,
So
well,
what's the
why
point?
would
You
you
know, like
invest that? Yeah.
why would I invest in more misery? like,
Yeah. It does feel like from the future of this that what they're gonna do is do what they did with Xenoverse 2 and just keep expanding that roster though. Like, you know, like it's mad that like Xenoverse
yeah,
2 came out in like 2017 or something, 2016. Like is that game has been out for like almost a decade. And it is still there's still like, oh look,
still getting stuff because
there's more
Daima.
stuff. Yeah, no, it's mad. Like, I've got a question. Who is actually still playing Xenoverse at this point?
I haven't
I
played
like
Xenoverse 2 in ages.
I haven't played it like it probably like since the year it released. And I'm like, do I why I have no intention to go back to Xenoverse. I think if I started, I'd be like, okay, cool, I did this and I just can't be bothered with it. Like, if anything, I'll probably want to go back to like Dragon Ball Heroes again because I keep on picking that up every now and then. I still haven't finished it. You know, the card game with
Yeah, I
like
haven't finished that
yeah,
either. I haven't picked that up in a
yeah,
while either.
yeah. I'll probably be more inclined to pick that one up. But yeah, like I think that's the way they're gonna go for this. They're just gonna keep on doing season passes, different hero packs, and arguably like what I said before, oh, there's no Dragon Ball original characters, there's no this character, there's no this character. This is what they're gonna do. And Nathan's just looking at me like, for fuck's
No, I
sake.
don't like that.
But I that's what I think they're gonna do. They've got a new game right now, which they can keep adding to,
I don't like it.
and they don't really need to balance it because like why would they? The only thing that was like that apparently needed tweaking was the Yajirobe thing. I'm surprised they even did that because
Well,
I mean the
apparently
rest of the game is like
they also nerfed Hercule because apparently
oh really yeah
he was really OP. He had like a specific loop
Yeah.
that or like that was just like ridiculous. So
Yeah.
ironically, two characters you never thought they would ever even need to touch again because who would even
Mhm.
care? Um,
Yeah.
ye-
I'm surprised I actually went and did that because it feels like, oh, you're actually trying to balance this game. Okay, interesting. Oh,
well, to
like
a
you're
certain degree,
yeah.
like it's like they're trying to balance it back to something that was already like not balanced anyway.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? But uh yeah, but that's how I see this. They're just gonna keep on doing like season packs of this because I feel because
Ugh.
it sold really well as well. This is one thing. So it is like it sold quite well for a Dragon Ball game on launch. Was it
Like that's the
like was
only
it free?
for like 3 million within the first day or
3 million
something.
on the
Three
first.
million
Yeah,
units. Or,
yeah.
it like again. This is not what I thought this episode was. When we planned this ages
Mhm.
ago,
Mhm.
we only picked this kind of time period because we were like, this will give us enough time to get like a really good impression of a game and compile our
Mhm.
thoughts. Maybe somewhere in the back of my mind, I thought I might come out and be like, it's not very good."
Mhm.
But like, if you asked me before this game came out what percentage I thought that was, I would have been like less
Mhm.
than 1% chance I come out and be like, man, I hate this thing. But here we are. Like, I'm happy it sold well because it means we might get some more Dragon Ball games, hopefully better ones. Really,
Mm.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like the sad truth is you're probably right, and this is probably gonna exist a lot longer than
Mhm.
anyone. Well, okay, not anyone, but longer than I want it to exist. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want another Xenoverse situation. Xenoverse was fine. Like, Xenoverse 2 was
Mhm.
good, but I kept waiting for another installment because I was like, cool. It was a
Yeah.
big improvement on the first one. Now, where's the third one to be an even bigger improvement on the second one? Because even the second one had flaws. Still has those flaws because they didn't fix any of it. They just kept dumping more shit on top. And I don't want this to turn into that because this is a
Mhm.
big old pile of shit with a bunch of problems. But are they going to fix it? Probably not. They're just going to pile on more shit. I just don't want it. I want a better game.
Yeah, I mean,
I want a more enjoyable game.
we'll see when see what happens in next year or so. Because who knows, there might be another Dragon Ball game coming out. But I feel this is the future.
Well, the only Dragon Ball game I know of is another thing I'm definitely not playing, so whatever.
Is that a MOBA?
Yeah.
I thought it was already out. I didn't really. I've heard nothing about this MOBA. I just like kind of just like
That's
okay,
because
cool. I was like,
I think it's in beta. That's why.
okay, yeah.
It's not an
I see.
official like, like an official out product yet. It's like you can play it and you can like test it for
Right,
us.
yeah.
But
Okay, yeah. So
that's
that
the
kind
only other thing I know coming out or like Dragon Ball game that's gonna come out, and I don't like that either.
well, well, time will tell, I guess. But yeah, right now this is probably the Dragon Ball game thing for the foreseeable next 1 to 2 years, I'd say at least. Maybe more. Who knows?
Yeah.
But maybe we'll close up the episode here. I'm tempted to ask if you have any final thoughts, Nathan, but I feel like are we? Is there anything else you want to say?
Don't at me. I don't care.
Cool,
Don't
cool, 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 cool.
if
There you go.
if you're gonna have a discussion about it, let's have an actual discussion. I know I said a lot of things, and I got very heated in this episode,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
I stated my opinions. But let's have an actual discussion. If you want to have an actual discussion, don't come and start, good work because you're shit. And it's like, I promise you this. We don't get a lot of interaction. Okay, I'm gonna behind the scenes. But if you come in with that energy, I'm gonna delete that shit straight away. I ain't even dealing with it. All right? Like I ain't having any of it. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna say that right now.
Fantastic. There you go, guys. um Thanks for 100 subscribers. Who knows? If anyone's a hardcore Sparking Zero fan, Nathan might lose a couple of them now.
Probably, yeah. Good
But yeah, there you go. That is our thoughts. A lot of Nathan's ones. Like, man, I just let him go off on that. That was an interesting one. But yeah, send us your comments, I guess. Don't at Nathan. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell button for future Cultured Boys videos. Check links in our description of our podcast platforms there. And we'll see you guys next time for another Cultured Boys episode. Hopefully, we won't be ranting too much about something else. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.